Ka-chow! Oh, crikeys, I'm going to struggle in this video, but I'm going to try my best to talk my way through it. Well, hi, I'm noticing in store a lot of Disney Cars 3 items about. A few people have chatted to me and they said, hey Leo, do you want to just have your 5 cents about what you're seeing in the shops? It's funny how things become classic so fast, but that's Disney Cars 1. Yes, we can call that a classic. 2006. The good old days, wasn't it? Disney Cars 2. That was 2011. It seems like such a long time ago. And Cars 3, is going to be 2017. You can never have enough Lightning McQueens in your life. Mind you, the packaging on this is a tad bland, and on the back you might get a bit of a feel for what's coming up in Cars 3, or it might just bamboozle you. I think, this is my theory on this, I think Cars 3 is basically going to be a reinvention of this story here. It's basically Planes 2. And why I say that, because the trailer just has that sneaky feel of reinventing yourself to be useful again. Maybe you've got something to say about that. Now I'm going to give you something to creep you out in relation to how old you were watching this film. If you were a little 5-year-old watching this film, you're probably about 16 when you watch Cars 3. If you were a 10-year-old, you're going to be up 21 years old when you go and watch Cars 3. Well, I hope I've got my maths right there. Let me just push that aside. Whooshka. And I'm starting to collect Lightning McQueens, and it is a massive thing to collect. I've got this really bizarre habit of being able to collect things very easily. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the one thing I've noticed with Lightning McQueens is the variation. Sometimes there are dates underneath these guys, sometimes there are not. The bulk of the unboxed ones here came through via the charity shop. There's been a very good source of, well, getting Thomas the Tank characters, but boy oh boy. The Lightning McQueens do come through as well. That's a bit of Lightning McQueen love on that one. I like them like that. Okay, one with a tongue sticking out. There would be endless variations of this character. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It is a perfect character to collect. Look at that one. I like that one. It's got the eyes that move if I do it right. If I do it right. I think that's one maybe I purchased. I think that's a more recent purchase in my mind. But hey, I'm going crazy. That one is definitely a more recent purchase. Okay, these are the boxed ones that I just quickly flash through here. And I'll pick off little flash times in the films as something to sell. And in the end, it's really about merchandise, isn't it? These films are about selling merchandise. There's nothing wrong with that. Lightning McQueen is a perfect thing to collect. That's a colour changer one. That's actually an excellent one. And there's even variations on that. I think that was the cheapest one I got. That was the reject shop one. Hey, come forward here, please, Mr. McQueen. Or maybe that one was. You can tell me. Then you can get like things like that. I mean, it just goes on forever. And then one of the more recent ones that I picked up, excuse me for that, was this one here. It was only $3. It's like a hatching thing. It was like a real rage for hatchable sort of things. It's like a hatching McQueen. I don't really like that sort of McQueen. I sort of like these ones much better. I'm sure there are plenty of people who collect McQueen. It would be easy to collect, but also a little bit tricky because there's probably some fairly rare ones. Let me just push that aside, and we're going to take a look at these two guys here first. Okay, this is the first new McQueen. We're going to take a look at Lightning McQueen as just a Whipplefilter. I hope I said that right. Is he incognito there, covered in mud? As I alluded to before, I find that rather bland because I prefer the cards to look like that. Remember, when you're collecting these toys, sometimes interesting cards is what it's all about. I mean, to me, well, it just says, you know, Cars 3, hoo-ha. The back of the box looks like that. Whether that alludes to anything that you can tell me about. I mean, I'm sure someone's already, you know, ripped this off Disney servers and watching the film before it's even released. Some of my audience like that. Let me get this out of box. Come on, McQueen, time to play. I'm actually having trouble getting that out of box, so you know what I'm going to grab? The rubber chicken. Okay, Chester, chicken filter, this won't hurt a bit. And I think the chicken always gets the toys out of the box. Look at that. Open it up real nice. Yay. Thank goodness for rubber chickens. Reckon needs a couple more whacks. Okay, we've finally got there. Chester Whipplefilter is out. So, after excessive amounts of rubber chickering, I have Chester Whipplefilter in my hand, or whatever its name is. Number 15 on the side. I'm looking for a date or something underneath here. Is it going to tell me? It's got the more detailed underneath. I think that's the later version of these cars, but I can't see a date, but that doesn't surprise me. This McQueen, when I first laid eyes on it, it's different, so your eye pulls towards it. Is he covered in mud? Let's hope it's mud. Is it chocolate? You could be whatever you want. I could say another thing, but you'll only be aggravated if I say it. The bits on this McQueen, which are metal on others, is the same on this one, and plastic bits are the same. I can tell that's plastic by the sound. Listen to plastic. Listen to metal. Metal's more tinky. I hope you could hear that. What I noticed with the Lightning McQueen toys is the sort of more abstract ones tend to disappear off the pegs quite fast. That's sort of been the history of it, and I think if you're a Lightning McQueen collector, you're going to like this McQueen. Sorry for this interruption. I just heard this clunking sound up on the roof. I wonder if it's a possum or something. There's something up there moving. Can you hear that? What is that? Oh, scary, isn't it? What is up there? Oh, Bluebell! What are you doing up there in the ceiling? What are you doing? That's not our cat, but it seems to love to live in my garage. Sorry for that interruption. That was quite weird. If you hear any strange sounds in the background, well, you know what it is. Speaking of strange sound, look at this. Bluebell? What are you doing? Man! It sounds like it's up in the roller door here. Out, Bluebell, come on. Get out. Come on. Sorry about this. I'm getting derailed by a rogue cat. I look at Thomas & Friends toys a lot. Over the years, it's been whittled down. Back in the good old days, it was like that. We won't get into names. I've done videos about this before. But I'm always curious whether Mattel will do the same over with Lightning McQueen. Now, I've just set up a set of scales here, and I've got earlier versions of McQueen here. Same type of body, and I'll just do a quick weigh here. 47.97, if you remember that thing, so let's call it 48. That one there, 44.62, a little bit lighter. And our chocolate brownie one, 51.86, so it's actually quite heavier. Or should I say a little bit heavier. And there is a different body style one that looks like that. And that's 50.67. And I will open up the next one. That is the Cars 3 Lightning McQueen. Okay, well there's the boring graphic on the card. That's the toy in box. Some people will leave it in box. Might be a nice thing to do. That's what the back of the box looks like. Maybe some more secrets about the Cars 3 there. That could be a lover for Mater. I might be totally wrong. The Bluebell is just above me, and I will try and get this out of the box. And if it plays up, I'll be getting a chicken back. No, I'm having trouble. Where's the chicken? Come here, my little buddy. Okay, it starts like this. And anything could happen next. And sometimes the chicken bum will work as well. Okay, let's see if it's done the job. Look at that. See, it works like magic every time. It's my little secret, isn't it? Come on, McQueen, out you come, nice and gentle. Yay, he's free of the carton. Yay! Okay, the infamous in-hand appraisal of the Cars 3 Lightning McQueen. Now, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what's new? What's different? There's something about the headlights, I think. I'm looking across to my other models. A lot of them have got the 95 up on the headlight. This one's got it down below. I'll need the Cars experts to say, hey, Leo, this is different, whatever else. He's got his lightning bolt that goes to flames. And I look across to some other cars that I've got on the side there. It's the same. Maybe there's something sticking out at me and I just cannot tell, and I've got the cat above me again. I'm sorry, I'm going to get horribly distracted. Underneath it looks like that there. Again, I can't see a date, which is not unusual with this sort of stuff, but it looks nice. Whether it's going to be much wanted, this one, I don't know. I just think it's a standard McQueen, if you ask me. Cars 3 variation. It's got me curious, this McQueen. I'm just going to throw it in the scales here. 52. So, wow, that's actually the heaviest out of all the ones that I had up before. Now I'm looking at this. What is different with this one? There must be a difference if it's starting to just weigh up a bit more. There must be a change somewhere. It's got me a little bit spooked, and I'm starting to look over models. That is the Cars 3. It's 2016 licensing info. It's on there. I'm just going to pull this McQueen out of box. It's also 2016, but it's not Cars 3, but it might show me something I need to see. Come on out, McQueen. I need to get that chicken back again. Oh, there you go. It was almost out. Thank goodness there's no chickens. Rightio. Hopefully I have noticed something here. Well, this is going to set the cat amongst the pigeons. That's my Cars 3 Lightning McQueen. And I'll just throw it in the scales again and just remember this weight. Okay, 52.04. 52.04. Was it the same before or was it different? This is the other non-Cars 3 one. It's a bit heavier, 53.77. Only by a tiny bit. So what I noticed on this one here, if you look at the back there, just behind the back wheels, remember that shape there, okay? It's curved where my finger is, curved on both sides. But if I go and get the Cars 3 one, remembering that shape, dun dun dun, it's squared off at the back. Now that had me thinking, well, what was that muddy one like? The Russell Flipperblacker, whatever his name was. It's curved. That to me looks like, and I can sort of light them up like this, they look the same. Okay, but if I bring in this Cars 3 one, dun dun dun, it's a different design here. It's mysterious, and it's got me thinking about this. This is the Cars 3 one that we've just unboxed, and I've noticed that it's that different design there, and it had me looking very carefully between these two. There's actually more differences going on. The thickness of the wheels, the tyres, is different. It's very hard to see. All I can see on the Cars 3 one, and I'll shake it there, look down the middle there, it's actually wider on that subframe section, and the wheels are thinner. Okay, I hope you can see that. It's, yeah, it's a very, very, very subtle change. It's got me that curious now. What I've done is I put blue tack between these two cars. This is the Cars 3 Lightning McQueen here. That's the one which was 2016, but it's not Cars 3. It's just a previous variation, okay? Mind you, there are umpteen variations, but we're interested in the Cars 3 one. Now, I've got them sandwiched together, and now I'm starting to see the differences, okay? There's the back wheels. Okay, the Cars 3 one, you can see there, it's a lot skinnier than the one that preceded it. The actual total width of the car is slightly different. I've got them down on the table here, so they've got nowhere to go. That was like last year's model. This is the Cars 3. And if I put a ruler across the back here, you'll see the ruler will tilt basically that way, showing you that this Cars 3 one is slightly smaller, but man, it's only just by a little. And then the other thing I noticed, and let me move the camera. Okay, I got both McQueen sandwiched together with blue tack. The older one is laying on the table in a sense. The Cars 3 McQueen is on top, and I've lined up the back axles there nice and straight. You can see that. Now what I'm noticing is that the front axles aren't lining up. The Cars 3 Lightning McQueen has a longer wheelbase. So why has it changed? What's going on with McQueen? Is this telling us something about Cars 3 movie? So it's got me perplexed. McQueen is now a little bit skinnier, but he's also longer and he's a tad heavier. I am curious to put the, what was it, Frackenberger Mud McQueen. I can't. How can you remember the name of that character there against, I'll call it last year's McQueen. Okay, there. Well, they're lining up. They look like the same wheelbase, the same wheel thickness. I've looked around. That's like the older version. The Mud Larrikin one's like the old one. What have I uncovered here? And it's starting to fry my brain, because when you start looking at all this, you start to keep asking questions and wondering why. And, you know, it's funny now when I look at these McQueens here, they look like, well, fat versions. When I pull in the new one, it looks like a skinny variation. I'm starting to see, with my eye now, the difference that's going on here. But boy, if you didn't have these other ones to compare with, you would barely even notice there's been some strange design change. And I keep asking myself, why? One thing I will say is this toy has come down in price in Australia. It was $9.50. Normally they are $10, but I'm noticing that with a lot of Mattel toys, they are starting to pull the price back. I think it's because of the app generation, no longer play with toys. I was going to take a look at this box here, but I might leave this video here because I need my audience to fill in some gaps for me about Lightning McQueen. I found this at my local Kmart, a whole box, so I just grabbed it. They were $9.50 each in there, and what is nice is each layer has the 6 of the series, and when you join them together you get a nice picture of McQueen there, and there's a nice variation of McQueens in this box, and I will take this across to another video. They're the ones there, but I'm sort of thinking, wow, already, are they the old design or the new skinnier design? It's got me spooked. I'm actually going to look at the Smell Swell Lightning McQueen here. I'm just going to open up one, because this video's got too long for ridiculous YouTube of today. They're in a bag inside a box, and I can tell straight away, okay, this is the old style. I can tell that because it's not squared off at the back, it's got the fatter wheels, and I'm starting to identify this versus the new McQueen. Well, in a sense, they're both new toys, in a sense, Lightning McQueen toys. The Cars 3 one is, I dare say, showing like a rebuild of McQueen, or is it just the toy factory playing games with our minds? And that there is the old, fatter, and more classic McQueen. Isn't there that saying, you don't mess with the classics? That's a nice classic McQueen there. What was he called? Mud-covered Frapplejack. I can't remember the name of that one. I think most people would struggle to remember its quite abstract name, but then again, it is quite an abstract looking McQueen. It'll sell well. As for the mystery of the Cars 3, the new Lightning McQueen, as for why it's been made different, well, I'll let the audience explain that one to me, because if I explain it, I might get into lots of trouble. If you see this in the stores, I'm saying buy it. If I don't give a positive message in this, legal people start calling me up. Okay, if you see the full set of this in store, do grab it. What I noticed is, because I was able to get a box before it was tampered with, there's another full set underneath that layer there. And it's the same again, you just have to keep believing me there. Definitely try and grab a full set. And I'll leave this video here. I don't look at Disney Cars stuff that much. I've got a nice McQueen collection bubbling on the side. Maybe one day I'll put it together and throw it up on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please explain to me that slimmed down Lightning McQueen. Well, I was about to do the thumbnail for the video. It's a separate thing that I do, and I kept racking my brain. Why have they changed this Disney Cars Lightning McQueen? Why is it now slimmer? And then it dawned on me. I think I know the reason why. What was one thing these Cars toys couldn't do? Do you remember what these always struggled with? Maybe if I bring up a prop, it'll remind you. That's a piece of Hot Wheels track. Have you ever tried to put your old cars, Disney cars, on that track there? Did you ever notice something? They never fitted on, did they? It was very annoying. It was like the bugbear of these toys. They couldn't fit onto the most common toy car track about. Nothing would fit on, hey? Now, this one here, mud-covered Frapper, he is the old style. He still doesn't fit on, but that slimmed down, very subtly slimmed down McQueen, guess what happens, boys and girls? Look at that. Lightning McQueen is now on Hot Wheels track, and I've never seen that before. This is a very, very good thing to see. Maybe I'm right, maybe this is just a strange coincidence, but it does make sense to let Lightning McQueen play on the most popular type of toy car track around. Ka-chow!